Hello everyone, welcome all of you. In today's tutorial, I will explore one of the most important database concept, consistency, which is a key property of ACID transaction. Let's dive in and see what consistency means and why it's so important. Consistency ensures that a database always moves from one valid state to another valid state after a transaction. All rules, constraints, triggers must be satisfied before committing. If any rule is broken, the transaction is rolled back. Database return to its original valid state. Real life example of consistency. Think about online shopping. You place an order for a laptop priced $1,000. The system must deduct the $1,000 from your account and reduce stock of laptops by one. Create an order record. If the stock is already zero, that means out of stock, but money was deducted, that's inconsistent. Consistency rule: stock cannot go negative. If violated, the entire transaction fails and your money stay untouched. Let's say in your account table, you added a rule that balance must be greater or equal 50, minimum balance requirement. That means here is a create table schema. As you know, we are give a primary key as account ID, and the balance is decimal and two decimal places, and that is constant, not null. And we apply another constant rule that balance is check must be greater than or equal 50. So we create that table, and after that we will insert two record. One is the balance is 1000 and another second record the balance is 100. Now we create a transaction. What is this transaction? In this transaction block, we try to update the account table by withdraw 1200 currency from balance, where the account ID is 1. But we see the account ID actually 1000, but we want to withdraw more money. So this update statement will fail and throw exception because the check constraint don't allow you less than 50. And we can see the result here. Transaction failed due to consistency rule, balance less than 50 not allowed. So let's practically do this. Now let's see. Now open your SQL Server Management Studio. As previous, the database where now open your Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Here I will create this accounts table. The table is created. You can refresh. Now we can see the accounts table. There is a balance constraint here. We can see the constraint, the balance is greater than or equal 50. Now we will try insert the two record. Yeah, this two record is inserted. We can select. Yeah, we can see there are two record is successfully inserted. Now we execute this transaction block. Verse C, transaction failed due to consistency rule, balance is less than 50, not allowed. Here the main consistency rule in SQL Server. That is the built-in rule in SQL Server. We get primary key constraint. Ensure unique identity for each row. Example, two accounts cannot have the same account ID. That means this is the primary key. And foreign key constraint, ensure referential integrity between tables. Example, every transaction must reference a valid account. Here is a transaction table and we make account ID as foreign key is here. So every transaction must reference a valid account. The check constraint, that means that already we did, we can apply the balance is not greater than or equal to 50. So this is a check constraint built in SQL Server. Not null constraint in the amount decimal, that should not null. Unique constraint, ensure no duplicate values in a column. Each user must have a unique email. The email we apply a unique constraint must have a value. Default constraint, ensure a column has a default value if not provided. Example, if no status is given, order default to pending. Here is the status column, and if no value, then the default value will be pending. And trigger, custom business rules executed automatically. Example, prevent withdrawal if balance would go below 50. Here is a trigger, and this trigger is after executed an update statement, and it will check if the balance is less than 50, then it will be rolled back. Now how this trigger actually executed, let's see. Previously we create an accounts table and we apply a check constraint balance. Now we create the similar table without the constraint. So the table is created and again we insert the two record. Yeah, record is successfully inserted. We can see this record. Now we try to apply the trigger. So execute this trigger. This trigger means after update, if any update statement against the accounts table, the balance, if the balance is less than 50, it will be rolled back. So now I will execute this trigger. Now why the trigger alive? We can check in the accounts table, and here we can apply this trigger, the trigger check balance, Now I try to update the balance in similar account ID. We know the first record is 1000 and we try to withdraw 1200, that means 1200 value. So now let's understand, in previously we applied the check constraint, but now in this account statement there is no check constraint. There is no constraint. You can see there is no constraint, but we apply a trigger. So now how the trigger works? We try to update the accounts and withdraw 1200 value from balance. What actually the result give us? Execute this. Yeah, that's it. The balance cannot go below 50. Yeah, you can see the balance cannot go below 50. The transaction ended in the trigger. The batch has been aborted. That's the trigger. That means we can also prevent or apply our custom constraint using trigger also. Data type rules, ensure only valid rules are stored. Example, age must be an integer, not text. Here in age field, it will be integer, and we check the age must be greater or equal to 0. That is the some built-in consistency rule in MS SQL Server. Now we already know the built-in constraint like primary key, foreign key, check, etc. But in real life system like banking or e-commerce, We also apply custom consistency constraint to enforce business rules. Here are some real-life custom constraints with SQL Server example. Minimum balance rule. An account should not go below a minimum balance. Yeah, we can alter the account and can add constraint by using this statement. We can check the balance must be greater than or equal to 50. Transfer limit rule. A transaction should not exceed a daily transfer limit. If in your business, if you need to apply a transfer limit daily, weekly, you can apply this thing. You can alter the existing transaction table and add a constraint. You can give any name, but this is the syntax, and check the amount is less than or equal 10,000. You can give your appropriate value. Loan EMI cannot exceed income. Customer loan installment must be less than their monthly income. So you try to prevent a customer to take loan that should be within their income, not exceed their income. So you can apply this constraint, like you can alter the existing loan table and add a constraint, check loan income and check EMI must be less than the monthly income. Account status check. Only active accounts can make transaction. Here a trigger statement we also use that ensure after insert only active accounts can make transaction. So if exit, we select one from transaction table and join the account table, and we check the account table status must be active. If not, it will be rolled back. And another e-commerce site, stock cannot go negative. When placing an order, product stock should not go below 0. So we can apply another trigger, and after insert, it will check the product table and join the insert table and check the stock and the quantity. That should not go 0. That means in stock I have only one product and we order one product. So 1 minus 1 is 0. That's okay, valid. But if I have 0 and I want to order a product, 0 minus 1 it will be minus. So we prevent this. The placing an order, product should not go below 0. If 0, it will be rollback. So in database end, we can apply our custom constraint to prevent the unnecessary order, prevent the unnecessary bug, and can make our business smooth. Unique email and phone. A customer must have a unique email and phone number. So we can apply the two constraints. We can alter our customer table and we can add constraint that email must be unique and phone number must be unique. Valid order status. Order status must always be 1, either pending, shipped, delivered or cancelled. So for that we can apply the order constraint, alter our existing order table, and we can check status in either pending, either shipped or delivered or cancelled. So have a look, takeaway. Automaticity ensure all or nothing actually happen. Either all transaction will be executed safely or none of happen. But consistency ensure data always follows the rules, constraint and business logic. In banking rule, minimum balance, daily limits, active account. And in e-commerce, rule is stock not negative, discounts valid, unique customers, valid order state. Thanks for watching. If you have any question, please comments below. Thank you.